a group of suspects targeting a high-end athletic store.
D.C. police need your help to find two people caught on camera during a robbery and shooting in Chinatown. Investigators say the shooting victim, 20-year-old Charnel Whitfield, was arrested just minutes later for trying to carjack someone.
On Benning Road in Northeast, police arrested an 11-year-old as well as a 14-year-old. Investigators say they pulled out a handgun, demanded cash, then ran off.
Across our nation's capital, neighbors are at a breaking point.
The needles on the floor, the drug use.
Welcome to Bizarro World, doo-dah, doo-dah. Welcome to Bizarro World, oh-de-doo-dah day.
So Donald J. Trump decided to call in the National Guards and national and federalized police to help with the crime rate in D.C. What happened? The usual suspect who came out and complained. People who do not live in these black neighborhoods. White liberal women and the clowns on CNN and MSNBC. Those rich millionaires who get in their cars when they finish doing their report, they get in their cars and they go to the suburbs outside of DC. They live a lovely life. They do not live in these fucked up neighborhoods with these youngins acting a damn fool. These youngins are terrorizing older people like myself. We want them out because the mothers are nowhere to be found. The mothers drop these little battles off. They drop these 12, 13, 14-year-old little badass little kids off and they leave them. They terrorize the public, the stores. You see that shit in Walgreens, the gas stations. They go in there by the hundreds and just take shit. Don't say anything to them and it gets kids. But they're terrorizing the neighborhoods.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but imagine you open your door and you see crime all over the place. But you're in the power to do something about it. You expect for the President of the United States to be sitting in the White House, have crime breaking out all around him, having an intern trying to come to work for him who got attacked, and him not do nothing about it? He has the power to do something about it. These people out here are armed. They don't care. They can't aim. That's why he had to bring in the Marines or bring in whoever the military. These people have no respect. It wasn't raised right. What are you supposed to do? Sit back and not do nothing? The person was attacked trying to get to the White House. That's all he doing. He got to clean up his house before you go clean up somebody else's. He's trying to clean up the D.C. because that's where the White House is located. The first president in history is trying to clean up D.C. God bless America till it's backwards. Good job, President Trump. Clean up your town. Now,
Washington, D.C. is in a bit of a shamble and Donald Trump has taken upon himself to clean that shit up. Because apparently he has to play daddy to a whole bunch of these fucking Gen Zs, they call them YNs. Parents can't take charge themselves. Now there's been a lot of protests because apparently some of those parents don't want Donald Trump taking charge. They don't want him cleaning up the streets. They like the streets just like they like it. Understand what I'm saying, people? There are people out there that is literally protesting the fact that there's a president, that there's administration actually doing their fucking job. I see a video last night and it's this woman literally sitting there saying, well, other cities like this throughout the country, we ain't the only one. So, shouldn't you be happy that you all are the first fucking city that Donald Trump is cleaning up? What are you mad for? You mad because you first? What?
So what's happening in DC right now is awful. It is unacceptable and it should be illegal. Donald Trump and his cronies have decided to federalize the local police force and bring in the National Guard because he thinks there are too many homeless people and there's teen crime around the city. It's an extreme overreach of power and at its core, it's just racist. Like if you listen to his press conference, he kept saying they ride ATVs and they're on the street corners. He's talking about black people. The only places that I've heard these police forces, whatever you want to call them, being deployed in the city are predominantly black and brown neighborhoods. There are videos from Columbia Heights, near Brightwood, Mount Pleasant. It's disgusting, at its core. It should upset everyone, but it also should scare you because if he can do this here, what's going to stop him from coming to your state? But yeah, to my people in DC, stay safe. Look out for your neighbors, especially if you are white and privileged, use that, but also don't use it wrong. There is guidance on what to do if you encounter ICE and how to report it. So I'm going to give the phone number right here.
Liberals are absolutely losing their mind online over Trump taking over DC, over Trump cleaning up these streets. And this makes perfect sense to me because every liberal state and liberal ran city has one of the highest rates of homelessness, drug use, and crime. Why are they so against cleaning up these streets? Why do they think it's freedom to just ruin the streets and ruin America and ruin their own lives? Self-destruction of America and self-destruction of themselves. I don't get what's up with these liberals. All Trump wants is law and order, baby. He's bringing law and order back to this country. We need some law and order. We can't let all these youthful hooligans run around, do whatever they want, stealing cars, robbing businesses, taking from people, hurting people, killing people. This has to end, folks. Liberals, quit crying.
I'm sorry, y'all. This is just crazy. This whole situation. And I know everybody kind of has their own take on what they feel or what they think about it. You know, I'm not going to give my opinion. I think most of you have watched enough of my videos. You know where I stand on it. But make sure you drop in the comments. How do you guys feel about what Donald Trump is doing? Are you for trying to make these cities better? Or do you think there is a deeper reason to why he's doing what he's doing?
There are big protests breaking out in D.C. Hundreds of people are currently marching across the city right behind me. As you can actually see, it's not as big as the one from this morning. It's a couple hundred, few hundred people. And what they're marching against is what Donald Trump's takeover of the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police Department. Here you can see them right behind me. And at the front of the protest is a person holding a sign saying release the Epstein files, because that's ultimately what this is about. Many people say that this is just a distraction, which in a lot of ways it could be. But anyways, you have hundreds of people right now marching across DC, protesting Donald Trump's mobilization of the National Guard, protesting his federal takeover of the local law enforcement. So we'll see what happens. I'm on the ground and not going anywhere.
Great. The president has been trying to provoke violence here, right here, in the black communities.
No, he hasn't. And he doesn't need to do that. We do it ourselves. We don't need any help with more violence. Black Americans are 13.6% of the population. The average between 2022 and 2023, which are the most recent years we have data for, is 48.8% of the murders were from Black Americans. We're 13% of the population, but yet we commit 48% of the murders. And of all the murders Black Americans commit, about 90% are against other Black Americans. And this is what's so stupid about this, because I want to see these people out protesting when YNs are carjacking people or robbing them or killing each other. I don't see them out protesting that. Think about it. They're mad because Donald Trump is working to clean up crime in our nation's capital. No, we like our crime. Let us keep our crime. We like YNs running around here robbing people and shooting each other and you're not feeling safe when you walk certain places. We like that. That's how we like DC.
He's spot on with that. And what's crazy is I remember these numbers a few years ago when Larry Elder had brought up the fact that this whole, white cops killing black people in the streets and LeBron James coming out and saying he didn't feel safe leaving his house because of police harassment, all this garbage. Just a bunch of hooey. And the crazy thing about it is, think about that. Black people make up 13% out of 100. So that's basically 13 people out of 100 people are black, if you want to look at it that way. And of all the murders, black people are responsible for about 50% of the murders. Seriously? 50% of the murders by a population that's only 13% of the population, or 13 people. That's crazy to me. And what's even worse than that is that the majority of the murders that they're committing ain't other races. It's other black people. And this has been going on for years. And nobody wants to talk about that.
I'm about 6'6", so I can go ahead and talk to him and say, you know what, Donald? Sit your little ass down and get the hell out of D.C.
If you have one message for Donald Trump and you were speaking to him right now, what would you say?
It's hard to think of exactly the right words.
F*** off D.C.
You don't stand a chance.
You do
do not understand the assignment. Back off.
Why don't you just go ahead and take your ass, go back to Florida.
We know how to govern in DC. We can get public-private partnerships. We can manage our own budget, and we can secure our own streets.
You're not going to intimidate me. You're not going to intimidate the people of DC. We have an elected mayor. We have an elected council.
Leave the people of DC alone. You're doing a bad enough job running the country. We don't need you screwing up our city.
We don't need Donald Trump interfering in our local laws, interfering in our local budget, and standing in the way of DC statehood.
Leave us alone. Let us govern ourselves.
The people of this city and you at the DNC and the entire Democratic Party aren't going to stand for it.
This is crazy, y'all. I mean, how many of y'all agree with me? This is just nuts. Like I said, I'm going to leave my opinion out of it. I have my opinion like everybody has theirs and how I feel about what's going on and even some of the deeper stuff that I think is really going on. But the bottom line is what you guys think. You know, do you think he's really trying to make things better? Even if it's starting in DC, there's a lot of jacked up cities in our nation. I mean, I can't even tell you how many jacked up cities there are. You know, but what's the answer? You know, does it come back to just people being accountable? You know, going back to fathers being the heads of their homes and stepping up and raising their kids in the fear of the Lord the way we are commanded to by the Bible. You know, two-parent households, you know, loving households where men are raising their boys, because a lot of these are boys or young men acting a fool, and the girls are just following suit. But honestly, I personally think it goes back to the family. You fix the family, you fix 99% of the problems in our nation. And that's the problem. The family is jacked up. It's jacked up. So, again, give me your thoughts, guys. You know, drop your comments in the comment section. Make sure you like this video if you haven't already done so. Also, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. I love you guys, and I will check you on the next one. Later.